We ready to rumble? Everybody here, thank you. I'm County Executive Tom DeGise. I welcome you here today to make some announcements of some very important advancements for Hudson County and Jersey City, and you'll be hearing from the mayor of Jersey City also. This project of extending the light rail from its West Side Avenue terminus now heading west across Route 440 onto a great swath of vacant and now pristine, clean land. I've been pushing for this for about 10 years now. I was reminded when the governor got out of his car there that the first meeting I had with Governor Murphy was in my office, and what we talked about was transportation, and what we talked about in particular was this particular line. I'm not going to make the governor's speech for him nor the mayor's speech for him, but it's as simple as some of it is just simple arithmetic. The zoning regulations on the west side call for 4,200 units of new housing to be built there. And that would be adjacent to Society Hill, where the two largest voting districts in Hudson County vote there. However, if there is a light rail extension put from over there in that building across the highway, that number doubles to 8,400. So it's kind of simple arithmetic that this is a project that is a win-win for everybody. Jersey City and Hudson County have been known over the last couple decades for their beautiful waterfront and all of the development that has gone over there in the last 10, 20 years. Now we're getting to the other side of town, near a river that isn't named the Hudson here. And this part is the most exciting part. I think that if you take things in steps here, that'll be just the next step. If you cross Newark Bay, you'll wind up in Kearney Point. Kearney Point is one of the most exciting ventures in the entire state of New Jersey. And already over 500 new entrepreneurs and businesses have opened up in what used to be a warehouse district in Kearney. And they're opening up on almost a daily basis. It would be a short hop, maybe first by shuttle bus, for people to work in Kearney Point and find affordable housing on this side of the river, and maybe eventually a ferry system could be contrived, so that Hudson County is growing not just on the east but also on the west. Should say that Bayonne to our south right now is experiencing an incredible boom, as is West Hudson and North Hudson. I did enough talking. I'll keep you short there. If this can be possible only through the uniting of different governmental agencies and individuals and pots of money. And this cannot happen without the cooperation and somewhat of the deep pockets of the state of New Jersey. And I'm very pleased that the first conversation I had with the governor is bearing some fruit today. I'd like to introduce you to my friend, our governor, Phil Murphy.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, man. Thanks, buddy. Tom, thank you. It's rare that you hear the words deep pocket New Jersey in the same sentence. So thank you for that. And Tom, thank you for your leadership as county executive, as a real, true, loyal friend. For all of the above reasons, God bless you, man, and to all you do for us, both in this county and in the state. Are they talking to me? Okay. I'm also honored to be joined by Jersey City Mayor Steve Fulop. Steve, thank you for everything and for so graciously hosting us today. The man to your right, Assemblyman Raj Mukherjee. Raj, thank you for everything you do. New Jersey Transit President and CEO Kevin Corbett, to my left, Kevin. And Smart Local 60 Chairman Jerome Johnson, to his left. along with a host of dignitaries, VIPs, brothers and sisters in labor, elected officials, to each and every one of you, bless you all. We are here today together to celebrate the beginning of construction on this exciting and much-needed extension of the Hudson-Bergen light rail. This currently, as you heard from Tom, is the end of the line for the West Side Avenue branch. Meanwhile, nearly 3/4 of a mile away is a part of Jersey City, as Tom has also said, that has no mass transit access, and that is all about to change. Extending the light rail will enable more Jersey City residents to get out of their cars and onto mass transit. It will enable Jersey City to maximize the potential of the Hackensack River waterfront area for smart redevelopment and economic revitalization, creating new places for residents to live, work, shop, and play. If anyone needs an example of what NJ Transit can be, look at the Hudson-Bergen light rail. Every day, more than 50,000 riders use this service to get to work, get to school, to live their lives. And the latest stats show that they arrive at their destinations on time, I'm happy to say, more than 97% of the time. This is how mass transit is supposed to work, as a catalyst for economic progress that gets people to where they need to be, and then it also enables neighborhoods to rise and thrive. And Tom said it well. Craig was with us, Tom and myself. You guys were kind enough to take a meeting and have a cup of coffee with me when it was cold, dark, and lonely, and we spoke 98% of it about light rail, about transit generally, and infrastructure. Our roads aren't the only connective tissue that holds our state together, and too many of them, especially in burgeoning urban areas like Jersey City, are near the breaking points of congestion. Mass transit must be a critical part of our future, but for it to be that, we must continue to invest in making it stronger. That's why the budget I proposed last week includes a record amount of direct state support for NJ Transit. Nearly $600 million, a $132 million increase from the budget. Amen. That's a $132 million increase over the budget year that we're still in. This investment is needed to keep our forward progress on NJ Transit's resurgence, whether it be in personnel, rolling stock, or in our partner communities. And it will shield NJ Transit riders from a fare hike for the third straight year. We are still playing catch-up after the near decade of decline and neglect under the last administration that brought NJ Transit to its breaking point, and commuters, frankly, to theirs along with it. We didn't get here overnight. It was the result of up to 90% gutting of state operating support, negligent management decisions, and putting commuters on the back shelf. And we can't fix everything all at once, but alongside the dedicated men and women of NJ Transit, every day we're taking step after step. I just got the February on-time results for this year versus last February, and without question, the data shows that we're improving. This year, it was 93.2% on time. Last year was 88.8%. Our target is 95%, and frankly, my personal target is 100%. We won't rest until we bat 1,000. So while I'm proud of the progress that Kevin and the team are making, if it's your train that was delayed, you're frustrated, you don't care about our batting average, I don't blame you for being frustrated. So am I, and we won't rest until we get to 100. I also will say cancellations year over year were down by 48%. I want that to go down by 100% sooner than later. So today is another step in restoring partnership and cooperation with NJ Transit's communities, and there's none more important than Jersey City, and with the commuters who live here. We're putting commuters first with better communications and new tools to provide them real-time information. We're graduating new engineers and hiring bus operators to refill the ranks to keep the lines fully staffed and running. We're reinvesting in new buses and rail equipment for a more modern, safer, and greener fleet. We're renovating, please make sure they hear that I use the word green, by the way. We're renovating stations to make transit more accessible and comfortable. We're charging ahead on commuter safety through our work to get positive train control at long last complete, up and running, and we're breaking ground on new service lines that will connect more people with points across New Jersey and beyond. This is what a stronger and fairer future looks like. Stronger infrastructure means greater access for riders and new opportunities for long-term community investment. And when we achieve these, commuters win and communities win as well. It is now my pleasure to hand the podium over to the President and CEO of NJ Transit, Kevin Corbett.
Thank you, Governor. It certainly is a good news day for us, and I think from day one, Governor, when we started talking about the importance of transportation, not just for transportation's sake, but what it means for economic growth, economic development. This is you understood from day one that this extension had the potential to really transform the landscape of Jersey City. So today we certainly stand here to mark the early construction work that's underway at the Hudson-Bergen Light Rail Route 440 Extension Project that Tom has been praying for a long time. And obviously it will spur economic growth and create an entirely new neighborhood west of 440 with new residential and commercial development parks. It will provide a convenient connection between Jersey City's western waterfront, again, as Tom mentioned, it's not the non-Hudson waterfront, and existing transit service with seamless connections to PATH trains in Lower Manhattan. We already know how valuable the HBLR has been to residential and commercial development in Jersey City, and I'm sure Mayor Fulop certainly can attest to. Since HBLR opened in 2000, the population of neighborhoods closely surrounding the light rail stations grew by 19%, which was 7% greater than the growth in Hudson County as a whole. And more than an estimated 20 million square feet of housing and 8.6 million square feet of commercial space have been developed as a result of the HBLR between 2000 and 2016. Also of critical importance is the light rail extension does reduce carbon emissions and improve the environment for everyone. Overall, New Jersey Transit light rail service emits 0.4 pounds of carbon per passenger per mile. A personal vehicle emits more than double that, 0.89 pounds per passenger per mile. And I think Doug can verify that stat. But ultimately, this project is a perfect example of the power of investing in transit. It's also another example of a long-stalled capital project that now is advancing under Governor Murphy's administration. And we certainly are proud to be delivering for Jersey City, which I would note was ranked 6th best city in the nation for public transportation in a September 19 Wallet Hub study, ahead of New York City. So, Mayor, that's certainly a bragging right. And again, I can't, let it go. All the good stats and information the governor just gave of how we're progressing in New Jersey Transit would not have been done without his great leadership and support, which is appreciated not just by myself but all of us at New Jersey Transit. Also, want to point out and thank Eric DeLeo and his team on the capital side with Robin, and certainly Mike Gilcoyne and Ron Nichols for everything they do on the surface transport, overseeing HBLR. And certainly always want to thank Assemblyman Mukherjee, Raj, Semper Fi, and Hudson County Executive again, Tom DeGise, and of course Mayor Fulop for your continued support for New Jersey Transit.
Thanks, Kevin. Good job, man. Thank you, Kevin, and to your colleagues and yourself and the whole team at NJ Transit. Keep up the great work. I mentioned we have lots of dignitaries in this tent, and none more important than our brothers and sisters of organized labor. If I see any more, I'll pick on Ray and Barry. We're going to start going away for Christmas vacations together. But to each and every one of you, you were there day in and day out when NJ Transit was underfunded and all the challenges. You never wavered. Let the record show that I don't know where we would have been without you. And representing labor, the chairman of Smart TD Local 60, please help me welcome one of the great leaders, Jerome Johnson.
They stole some of my thunder on my prepared statements, so I'm going to kind of wing it a little bit. Good morning. My name is Jerome Johnson. I am the general chairman of Smart TD Local 60, representing 1,200 conductors and assistant conductors at New Jersey Transit. I would like to say it's an honor and a privilege to be before you to say a few words on behalf of Governor Murphy. Whether it's the groundbreaking here of the Hudson-Bergen Light Rail extension or the attention given to restoring the Porter Bridge, these actions validate the governor's investment and our infrastructure and our environment. It's easy to stand here before you as a leader of labor and introduce to you, once again, I had to revamp my statements, but it's easy to sit here before you as a leader of labor and talk about a governor that insists on growing the middle class, a governor that openly supports labor unions, knowing that labor unions help build the middle class and are the backs of the middle class. In my 23rd year as a conductor, I've seen New Jersey Transit at its best, and I've surely seen it at its worst. The lack of funding New Jersey Transit and mismanagement is a thing of the past. Governor Murphy, in his fiscal 2020 budget, as we all just heard, allocated another $132 million to the budget. This is great for New Jersey Transit. This is great for operations. This is great for labor organizations. Let's just realize that this funding is unprecedented. And once again, the riding public, as the governor shared, will not be punished by raising fares. The executive team led by Executive Director Kevin Corbett, Chairwoman of the Board of Directors Diane Gutierrez-Scassetti, Vice President of Rail Ray Kinney, and Vice President of Bus Michael Kilcoyne are the right leaders in place to change the culture and the direction of this agency. The team realizes working collectively with the brothers and sisters of labor unions at New Jersey Transit will only enhance Governor Murphy's vision for the agency. Whether it's the state chairman of the ATU, Orlando Riley, my brother Ray Greaves, International Vice President of the ATU, my brother Barry from the Turnpike, Dave Rasmussen, our Board of Director member and our legislative rep, Joe Williams of the SMART engineers at New Jersey Transit, and myself. We as labor leaders realize the commitment to repair New Jersey Transit by Governor Murphy and his team is real, and we welcome the long overdue change. I would like to say that Governor Murphy is our governor and is moving the state in the right direction, and we must support him every chance that we get because he is the man to complete the job. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerome. And to all of the brothers and sisters in labor here, from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you for everything you do. We are the quintessential organized labor state. We're the quintessential middle-class state, and those two statements go hand in glove. Just as there is literally no better county leadership in this state than Tom DeGise, there is no better mayor in this state. And it's one of the most exciting cities, not just in New Jersey, but in the entire United States of America. Please help me welcome Mayor Steve Fulop.
Well done, buddy. Thank you, Governor. I want to just echo the thank you to labor. Rex, I know you weren't mentioned, so I want to add you in there as well and say you guys have been partners on this, so we really appreciate that. And I want to say a special thank you to the two women sitting at the end over there who represent the Ward A and Ward B areas of Jersey City, which is where we are right now, and that's Denise Ridley and Mira Prince Airy, so thank you. And I also want to say a special thank you to Congressman Albio Series and Senator Menendez. This is really such a great example of every level of government working together in order to drive a specific goal. And it's not only every level of government, it's one administration passing the baton to the next administration. This story here on the West Side is a 25-year story, and today is a very, very significant day for that. You know, when this story started, this was mostly burning fields with not a lot of development there. And in the 1980s, they sued Honeywell in order to get that area of Jersey City cleaned up. And via consent order, it took a long time, many decades, to get to the place where we are today, where it is ready for development. Last year, Jersey City took a significant step in that property with regards to acquiring it, and it's going to become the largest mixed-use residential development in the entire region. It'll be about 7,000 units, of which 35% will be affordable housing at different levels. I also want to highlight that this part of Jersey City here, only 3 or 4 years ago, there wasn't much going on here. And now with partners like NJCU, We're building one of the largest public-private partnerships anywhere in the state of New Jersey, and directly adjacent to us, you'll see hundreds of units coming up. There'll be a new performing theater. That'll be the home to the Joffrey Ballet, about 50 yards away from here. There'll be a new supermarket about 100 yards away from here to the left, and this area will be entirely changed. Now, in order to make that a reality, you do need mass transit, and we're really thankful for the governor's commitment to this project and to Jersey City overall. This light rail extension has been the single biggest ask for Jersey City over the last couple of years, because we know that this development will not happen, and for sure, Bayfront will not happen if we don't have this type of partnership. So I know that I could speak on behalf of all the people of Jersey City when I say we thank you, Governor, for your commitment to Jersey City. We thank you for this light rail extension, and we look forward to its construction in the very near future. So thank you.
Thank you, Steve, for your leadership and partnership. You mentioned it takes all levels of government. I say this a lot, it takes a village, and it's true. You need great leadership at the community level, which you provide, Mayor, at the county level, Tom, what you provide. Our partners in labor, the team at NJ Transit, federal delegation. I echo the shout out to Albio Ceres and Bob Menendez for their tireless work in this arena as well as so many. And it takes legislators in the state. I've mentioned, it's been mentioned a couple of times as an example, we've got a huge plus up in our NJ Transit budget. That'll be the third year in a row of record state funding for NJ Transit, and a third year in a row where the commuters will not see a fare rise. And I know Jana is happy to hear that. And Doug, I appreciate your leadership to pick two other outstanding leaders with us today. But we need the legislature to be our partner. No matter what I say or think, the budget is done together. And we've had an extraordinarily constructive and cooperative and productive relationship with the legislature in so many respects. I've signed 687 bills. But the biggest moment of the year is the one that we're in now, which is presenting a budget last week and then working with the legislature over the next several months to conclusion. It's a good process, actually. I compare it to other states, and it compares quite favorably. And one of the leaders consistently in the legislature, an advocate for Jersey City, an advocate for his district here in Hudson County, and just one of the really good guys. Please help me welcome Assemblyman Raj Mukherjee.
Thank you, Governor. It's all been said, but briefly, Mayor Fulop, the progress the city has seen under your leadership and will continue to see, and investments like this make some of that progress more possible, so we're very appreciative to you. When I first got to Trenton, I was getting on the Budget Committee. County Executive DeGise has a conversation with me, corners me in the room, in the conference room at the County Executive's office, and he says, transportation, true or false? Told me to pay attention to that every year on the Budget Committee, and it's advice I've heeded. Kevin, first of all, thanks for having some of the thickest skin in government. We really do appreciate all of the strides, the measurable progress we've seen, and this is an example of that. This project, Jersey City, like so many of our urban communities, was built around highways, water, railroads. The tracks that the Hudson-Bergen light rail now operates on once serviced, those trains once serviced the Colgate plant. And to see, when Alexander Hamilton said one day a great city will rise on the west bank of the Hudson River, I don't think he knew just how complicated a road that would be when it comes to this particular project. But this capital investment is going to see jobs, our friends in labor. We're appreciative of you. Ray, we all mourn with you. We're still keeping you in our thoughts. Sorry again for your loss. But we're gonna see jobs. We're gonna see, above all, a burden eased on our commuter communities, and 62% fewer greenhouse gas emissions result from light rail than private cars. So, Governor, we're really grateful that you're continuing to put recurring, dedicated revenue sources and investments in mass transit. We're going to see that back tenfold. We hope that you acknowledge no one provides better customers, more business to you than Hudson County, and we're pleased to see that coming back. That doesn't mean we're going to stop breaking your chops about bus service, and I know you wouldn't have it any other way, but we're so delighted to work with you and to celebrate this progress that we're seeing. It's tangible. You can feel it. You can touch it. This is an example of that, and we're grateful to you, Governor. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. We mentioned Albio Ceres a couple of times here in his own right, Mayor Rich Turner, but also representing Congressman Ceres. So thank you, Rich. We're not taking any questions. I think we're going to do a photo op up here. But before I do, because we've got cameras here, I do want to take this opportunity to say that there, again, as I said yesterday, thank God, we still do not have any coronavirus patients in the state of New Jersey. Obviously, just because we don't does not mean we're not taking this seriously. It's become our lives, in fact, morning, noon, and night. I've got a call with some federal representatives here right after this. Again, if anyone has any questions, it's 1-800-222-1222, 1-800-222-1222. That's 24 hours, or nj.gov/health, nj.gov/health. If there's anything that we've got to report, I promise you we'll report it. At the moment, as I say, as of everything I know right now, we still have no confirmed cases in New Jersey. God bless you all. Thank you so much, County Executive, Mayor, Assemblyman, CEO, Chairman, and to each and every one of you. Thank you.